The Volquest 2-minute drill is brought to you by Food City, official tailgating headquarters of the Vols.
Alongside Brent Hubbs, I'm Austin Price for the Food City 2-minute drill. Tennessee dismantled, dominated, embarrassed, especially in the second half. As Coach Heupel says, it was an extremely disappointing second half. Tennessee loses by 3 scores to Vanderbilt.
Yeah, they just got manhandled up front. They got manhandled everywhere in the second half of the football game. It really started with giving up the touchdown right at the end of the first half. They got beat in the middle 8. We talk about the middle 8 all the time. Vanderbilt manhandled them in the middle 8. And then in the second half, Tennessee had no answer for anything. Vanderbilt's pressure got to Tennessee's quarterback, Joey Aguilar. The run game completely went away. I mean, Deshaun Bishop looked like a lock for 1,000 yards midway through the second quarter. Never got there. So offensively, they were all out of sorts in the second half. And then defensively, really Tennessee didn't have an answer the entire game.
They did.
mean,
the 2 picks.
Pavia threw the 2 picks. And listen, Ty Redmond made a great play on that interception. The other one was a solid play here, but a bad read by Pavia. But outside of that, Tennessee didn't have any answers defensively.
They really didn't. And, Coach Heupel's kind of asked about, how do you look at the staff? How do you evaluate everything after the game? Of course, he's not going to make any kind of comments 10 minutes after the game's over with. But, I mean, to me, it's hard to not think that there's going to be some type of off-season change just based off the fact that this was an embarrassing home loss by 3 scores to a Vanderbilt team that you've routinely beat by 2 or 3 scores on the opposite side.
Well, they are a good football team.
They were.
They're not the most talented football team, but they play really well as a team. They play sound. Pavia is a good player. Like him, hate him, whatever. He's a good college football player. But the fact of the matter is, you got handled. And I think that's the thing you go back to is, listen, there have been some days here where you lost on some fluke things. There have been some games here where the ball didn't bounce your way. Some different stuff happened like that. There's not been many games in this stadium under Josh Heupel in this program where you got handled like that. Georgia did it to you, maybe.
That's it.
But outside of that, nobody else has done that. And Vanderbilt handled Tennessee tonight.
Yeah, I mean, they really did. They took Tennessee soul in a lot of ways. And there's still a lot of Vanderbilt fans here. I mean, they all piled down here in this corner at the end. And I mean, they made it loud for Vanderbilt. And, will they get in the college football playoff? I don't know. Time will tell. But, I mean, they're a crafty team that just shoved it right down Tennessee's throat and made them like it.
Well, for 30 minutes, they really made you like it. It's 21-21 at the half. You haven't played great.
You said middle 8. It was really the middle 12 because Vanderbilt took that thing on an 8-minute drive to start the second half.
They did. They just – and I think when you look at big picture, and this will be something we'll dive into in the podcast and everything else, maybe the most surprising thing about this Tennessee defense is they struggled to stop the run. I know that they had the injuries at corner. We talk about that. But there were games where they really got run on. And tonight they got run on in a big-time way.
It's a rough end of the regular season. Tennessee wraps it up at 8-4. Bowl destination. We'll see. Obviously, Tampa's off the Tampa and Orlando are off the ticket. Maybe Jacksonville, but more likely Charlotte or Nashville at this point, just based off of this end result. Again, losing to Oklahoma by a score, losing to, in Tuscaloosa, or losing to Georgia by field goal. They sting, but they don't. This one feels totally different. Especially going into an off season.
Well, losing your last game going into an off season always creates a bad taste in everybody's mouth. But when that happens to you the way that did, that's going to create a lot of discussion. First of all, for the next few days, a lot of anger.
Sure.
Once the anger subsides, a lot of discussion about what does Tennessee need to do? How hard of a reset do they need to reset? What does the roster look like? What does your management and roster acquisition, all those things look like? What does your staff look like? Those are going to be real questions in the offseason that we're having for the first time since Josh Heupel and his program have been in place at Tennessee.
There'll be a lot of change just in general. We'll see how much change, any change of the coaching staff. Will there be a change of quarterback? Joey Aguilar has approached things like this was going to be it. I asked him after the game if awarded the opportunity to come back, would he have a decision to make? He said, we'll see. That's a different answer than he gave a week ago in the swamp after the win over Florida. He is Brent Hubbs. I'm Austin Price.
The Volquest 2-minute drill is brought to you by Food City, official tailgating headquarters of the Vols.